Happening now, we are less than 24 hours away from publicly hearing from the 3 finalists vying to become Huntsville City Schools' next superintendent. WAAY 31's Xavier Wary joins us live outside Huntsville High School tonight. And Xavier, you've spent all day learning a little bit more about each of the 3 candidates. What can you tell us?
Marie, the school board says they went through 20 applications. That's how many people across the country applied to be the next superintendent here of Huntsville City Schools. But as you mentioned earlier, we are now down to 3, and the school board believes that these 3 candidates are very seasoned individuals and educators, and they believe that they are all ready for the job. So we are going to take a look at these 3 candidates. First, we are going to begin with Dr. Clarence Sutton Jr. Sutton currently serves as the interim superintendent of Huntsville City Schools. His education career began back in 1994 as an 8th grade science teacher. He's also a former middle school and a high school principal for schools out in Tuscaloosa. Next is Dr. Bryn Elliott. She is currently the chief of school improvement and supports of DC Public Schools out in Washington, D.C. Elliott has more than 23 years of experience as a public educator, and she's worked in Nashville Public Schools, where she served as a principal for more than 5 years. She's also a former assistant superintendent out in Raleigh, North Carolina. And finally, the last candidate is Dr. Jermaine Dawson. Dawson is currently the chief academic and accountability officer in Birmingham City Schools. He was a principal and assistant principal in Atlanta Public City Schools. He's a former school support officer in the Houston Independent School District. And before taking on his current role, he also served as a zone superintendent out in Fulton County Schools in Atlanta. Now, the president of the school board, Carlos Matthews, says when you become a board member, picking a superintendent that will move your school system forward is one of their major duties. So tomorrow at 2 p.m., the interview process will begin, and the public will have a chance to come out and hear from each candidate and provide feedback to the school board.
We've got some really incredibly strong candidates on paper, but what we're looking for here in Huntsville and Huntsville City Schools is a leader who's going to be willing, able, and excited to get out and about in the communities.
So tomorrow at 2 p.m. right here behind me at Huntsville High School in the AV room, if you want to come out and be a part of these public interviews, you most certainly can do so. These interviews will not be live streamed, however, but they will be uploaded to the city's website once those interviews conclude. I'm reporting live in Huntsville. Xavier Wary, WAAY 31 News.